Hi, it's Stephanie from Primal Heart. Today I want to talk about choosing emotionally unavailable partners. Have you noticed that you have a pattern where you keep attracting partners who are emotionally unavailable? Maybe you've wondered if it's because of something you're doing, something that lives inside of you, your trauma, your character, you're broken, you're feeling just rejected and abandoned, and why maybe they just don't like you, right? So you're asking yourself, what is it about you? Here's the thing, it's not anything about you. It's not your character. It's not because of what you are or what makes you you. It's simply a pattern that comes from your nervous system. And it doesn't have to be that you had this big traumatic childhood and experience. It could just be simply patterns that you also saw and learned from other people. And your body is responding, your nervous system, even if your mind is saying, but I know all of this, and I've learned all of this, and I revisited all of this. You haven't addressed it in your body, and your body is still responding. That nervous system is still responding to this environment feels familiar. Even if it's not safe, it's still responding. Let's say you had two parents that worked, and you would come home and you would be home alone. And so you learned that silence was safety, that being alone was familiar. So you may be choosing partners that make you feel alone. Now in your head, you don't like that. You don't want to feel alone. You want to feel connected, but your body and your nervous system is responding and saying, this is where I know love lives. Because in your house, you may have had love. Now, of course, there could be traumatic experiences that created this pattern as well. My only point here is that you don't have to look for a big event that made this occur in your body. It's just a pattern that lives in your body, in your nervous system, and you're responding in that way, looking for love and connection. So again, if love felt inconsistent or unpredictable for whatever reason, early in life, when you were first observing the world and creating those foundational nervous system alignments, it's what you learned. You learned that longing and waiting and maybe even over-giving, right? Because when they got home, let me give, if this is your scenario, right? Or whatever the over-giving scenario could be, and I'm sure you can find it, where that became your connection, right? I do this for you, and now you see me, and I feel this connection. And maybe the person in your life who raised you only had 30 seconds, and so you learned that you had to make a big presentation of yourself, or give them something so that they would focus that connection and that time on you, those small chunks. And so your body remembers that, because that is the foundation of what created your frequency. Again, it has nothing to do with your character or who you are. It's just something that you experienced for whatever reason and then created a frequency out of it and a nervous system response. So because of that, emotionally unavailable partners feel familiar because they reflect what the frequency is that you're giving out. They align to that nervous system frequency. Cognitively, you might feel like you don't like the unpredictability, but it's still what your body has known for years. And so your body is sending out the signals of alignment, which is why I do what I do, to work with the energy system to unearth those hidden patterns, that frequency that you're sending out. It's not about your caregivers or even your current partner being bad or good, or even yourself being bad or good. It's simply about what your nervous system recognizes as safety. Even if it doesn't feel safe in the present moment, it is that frequency alignment. It is your body going, this is where love lived once upon a time. And so I remember this. Until we change it, we have to recognize our patterns and we have to change it. This, for you, patterns can show up as staying in relationships longer than you should, over investing in someone who doesn't reciprocate because you're still hoping, right? You spent all those years and all those hours alone and eventually you got a little bit. So you're still hoping. Or you're minimizing your own needs to keep that connection alive because you see something. Your body is always in that perpetual longing and waiting. You may feel anxiety or second guessing or over obsessing because you're always waiting for them, always waiting for them. This is your body and your nervous system actually trying to create predictability. That's where that anxiety and the second guessing and the obsessive hopefulness comes from, because your mind is going, there's hope here, there's hope here. Let's create predictability in this connection. Let's make it where it's not. And it doesn't work that way. You can't put a square peg into a round hole. You can't bully your way into changing the situation. You have to start from within. And I say that bullying your way into changing the situation simply because that's what I tried to do. Maybe that's not your pattern, but that is what my pattern was for a very, very long time. The first step to breaking the pattern is finding it within yourself. It's not necessarily finding a different person, but it is learning to respond differently within yourself and then allowing those changes to take form however they're going to. Ask yourself, where am I prioritizing potential over presence? You know, maybe you're holding on to a feeling that you feel from them. I know they're a good person, or I know that they can be this. What is that other thing? You know, just hope, right? Potential over presence. I see the good in them, but they're not acting that way. You're hoping that someone will change in the present moment instead of honoring what's really happening and what's already here. And so you're like pushing the future out. You're pushing the change out because you refuse to see what's actually present in the moment. Practicing clear boundaries, self-respect, trains your nervous system to feel safety in alignment and not just familiarity. So what I mean by that is feeling safety when safety is actually present. Not when your body is going, oh, this feels familiar, therefore it must be safe. No, because familiar could be monsters, right? It's not always, but familiar doesn't necessarily equal safety. And so when you practice clear boundaries and self-respect, you're training your nervous system to find actual safety to align with, not familiarity. And remember, your patterns don't define who you are. It's simply just something your nervous system created. It was a baseline frequency based on what you were observing. So this is your nurture, not your nature. But those things help you, they guide you towards awareness of yourself and the things that you can shift and move and change now that you have the opportunity to see the world differently. Those patterns can show you where you need to uplift and create a new vibration, a new frequency. Move within your body to see what is happening. Where are you falsely feeling safe? Where are you relying on familiar instead of rewiring your brain and your nervous system? So these are the types of things that I do in my practice. I help you find your patterns. I help you discover things that you can't see within yourself. And if you're interested in that, you can book a session with me at primalhearthealing.com. You can join my course, Love Unshadowed. You'll get all the information delivered to you. Every day you'll work through some exercises, journal prompts, somatic exercises, and then Thursday nights we have group sessions through Zoom. So it doesn't matter where you are. Or you could just stay here and watch these YouTube videos. I'm really excited about the information that I'm giving you, and I think that these are great tools. So if you're here on this journey, like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Every Friday, hopefully if they upload, they seem to be uploading later. We're posting them on Friday, but they're not actually uploading until a couple days later. But I will be doing one a week, so come back every week. All right, thanks.